Hello and welcome. OpenAI has finally released Sora, its highly anticipated video generator, to the public as part of the third day of its 12 Days of OpenAI event. But Sora isn't just about creating videos from text prompts. It's a full suite of advanced tools designed to enhance video creation. You can blend two videos together seamlessly, trim or extend video segments using Recut, and even edit existing videos with natural language commands through Remix, which allows you to add, remove, or modify objects within the video. There's also the ability to create perfectly seamless looping videos, and for those with a vision for storytelling, you can build entire narratives by providing prompts for each scene through the storyboarding feature. However, getting started with Sora right now might be a challenge. Sign-ups are temporarily disabled due to high traffic, and generating videos is currently slow because of the overwhelming demand. After trying all day, I was finally able to access it. If you're looking to give it a try, head over to Sora.com, but be aware that a paid subscription is required to generate videos. The Plus plan at $20 per month allows you to create up to 55-second videos in 480p resolution, or fewer if you opt for higher quality. Meanwhile, the Pro plan, which costs $200 per month, offers unlimited slow-mode generations, 500 fast generations, up to 20 seconds per video, higher resolution, and watermark-free downloads. For now, I'm using the Plus plan, which is enough to test the platform, but that Pro price point is definitely something to consider before committing. Also, note that Sora isn't available everywhere just yet. For example, it's currently not accessible in the UK. Once you gain access and complete the onboarding process, you'll find yourself on the main gallery page, which is an excellent starting point. This gallery showcases videos created by the community, and I highly recommend browsing through it. Each video includes detailed information about the prompts and settings used, which makes it a great resource for inspiration and learning. If you find something you like, you can even use the available tools to modify and remix those videos. Let's take a look at some of these videos. The prompt for this one is simple: a monkey on roller skates. The video looks great. The movement is spot on, with the monkey pushing its arms and crouching realistically. This next one was made with the Storyboard feature. You can click on each block to see the exact prompt used to create each scene. Here's another interesting example. It's in black and white, and the prompt instructed Sora to create a video based on an image accessible via a provided URL. You don't even need the actual image. A reference URL works just fine. I really like this next one, also created with the Storyboard feature. The consistency of the man throughout the video is impressive. Even the back shot of him matches the front, and the way he and the people walk down the street shows no morphing. The final close-up shot of his face is especially well done. Now that we've seen what Sora can do, it's time to start generating some videos. The interface offers several options to customize your creation. You can upload an image, select from style presets like Balloon World or Stop Motion, and I believe you can even create and share your own presets. There are a few aspect ratio options to choose from, though it seems limited to just 3, and resolution settings, with higher resolutions taking longer to generate. Since I'm on the Plus plan, I can choose between 480p and 720p, with the latter costing more credits. For video duration, Pro users can generate up to 20 seconds while I'm capped at shorter lengths. You can also specify the number of videos to generate, though I don't see myself creating more than one at a time. The interface clearly shows the credit cost for each generation, which is helpful. There's also the option to create a storyboard, but I'll come back to that later. Let's start with the text-to-video tool. I gave Sora a detailed prompt to see how well it performs. Unfortunately, The server was at capacity, so the video couldn't generate right away. While waiting, I noticed you can check your remaining credits by clicking on your user icon. I managed to queue the video, which appeared under the activity section. When I tried to start the next video, I ran into a limitation of the Plus plan. I couldn't queue multiple videos simultaneously. After about 15 minutes, the first video was finally ready. This video turned out really well, especially considering it's only in 480p resolution. The prompt asked for two wet white kittens with large, sad blue eyes sitting under a ragged shelter in the rain. One wearing a torn white shirt, the other in a tattered pink dress. Check. Highly detailed fur texture, expressive faces with oversized eyes, emotional and melancholic mood. The setting is gloomy, with soft lighting highlighting their wet fur and the raindrops falling around them. Check. Art style similar to Pixar DreamWorks, semi-realistic 3D animation, evoking empathy in a heartwarming, dramatic tone. Sora did a great job with this prompt. For comparison, here's Minimax's result, followed by Kling's version. While all three videos are impressive, I feel Kling adhered most closely to the details of the prompt. The rain, the tattered appearance of the cats, their ragged shelter, and the semi-realistic style were all captured more effectively in Kling's version. Now I'm ready to move on to the next generation. A video of an erupting volcano with the camera starting at the base and slowly moving upward. While waiting, I noticed something about the credit system. Each generation costs 25 credits, which equates to about 40 videos per month on the Plus plan, as you get 1,000 credits. Initially, I thought the plan allowed for 50 videos per month. That's accurate if you're using the 1-to-1 aspect ratio, which costs only 20 credits per video. I wanted to point that out for clarity. Here's the result of the volcano video. While there's plenty of smoke and lava, it doesn't quite look like a volcano. It's more like a small hill. Additionally, the camera movement didn't follow the instructions. Instead of starting at the base and moving upward, the camera pans from left to right. It's still a visually interesting video, but it didn't fully adhere to the prompt as intended. Here's Minimax's version, which is also well done, but it didn't follow the camera movement instructions either. The next video features a cute Chinese boy eating a hamburger. First off, the quality of this video is outstanding. There's little morphing, no strange-looking fingers or other common mistakes. The boy puts the hamburger in his mouth, but he doesn't actually bite it. It seems like he gets distracted by something. There's a slight oddity when he removes the hamburger from his mouth, but it's subtle and barely noticeable. Overall, it's a great result. Minimax's version handled the prompt well, and in this case, the boy actually takes a bite out of the hamburger. Kling's video was also good, but there were more noticeable inconsistencies when the boy bites into the burger. Comparing all three generators, I think they all delivered solid results, but Minimax stands out as the winner for this prompt. The quality and realistic motion of the boy eating the hamburger give it the edge. The next test is a martial arts sparring session in a dojo. While the overall aesthetics are good, there are some odd arm animations on both fighters. Minimax's version does a better job with camera movement and the fight choreography, but there's noticeable morphing in the hands. Kling's video is also visually appealing, but it has similar issues with morphing in the hands and arms. Overall, I think Minimax wins this round as well. Now let's move on to testing the image-to-video tool. Before uploading an image, you have to agree to Sora's terms of use. With a Plus subscription, I'm unable to upload images of people, which is a bit disappointing. However, I decided to try an image of a werewolf in a crowd of people, hoping it wouldn't be rejected, and it wasn't. I'll use the same lengthy and detailed prompt I've tested with other video generators and see what Sora produces. The quality of the people in the background is decent. They aren't morphing or showing any noticeable issues, but they don't match the people from the original image. The werewolf also looks different and doesn't follow the actions described in the prompt. For example, the prompt specifies the werewolf moving through a crowd of pedestrians, the camera cutting to the reactions of some passers-by, and the video ending with a close-up of the werewolf's face. Unfortunately, Sora didn't include any of these elements. Here's Minimax's video. Minimax did a great job with the movement of the werewolf, coming close to what the prompt described. However, there's significant distortion in the faces of the people in the background. Kling's video was less impressive, as the werewolf had very little movement. While Minimax wins for the animation of the werewolf, Sora stands out for the overall quality of the people in the scene. I tried using this image of a boy dribbling a basketball, a scenario where many generators struggle to maintain consistency with the ball and avoid morphing the boy's fingers. Unfortunately, Sora detected people in the image and blocked it, even though the character was a cartoon. I also encountered an issue with a prompt for an epic fight between two Dragon Ball Z-style characters. It was rejected, possibly due to referencing copyrighted characters or the nature of the fight scene. Interestingly, the same prompt worked without issue in both Minimax and Kling. Sometimes, Sora throws unexpected errors during generation. When this happens, you'll need to rerun the prompt manually since there's no direct option to regenerate the video when clicking Retry Prompt. However, it seems that credits aren't deducted if the error occurs, which is good to know. I wanted to try more image-to-video examples, but since many of my more interesting ideas involve people, I decided to move on and test the Storyboard tool. Storyboard allows you to plan out your video by visualizing actions, sequences, and timing. You can use images, videos, and text to describe each scene along the timeline before generating the final video. Each panel or card represents a scene. Simply click on the timeline to add more scenes. So, I asked ChatGPT for a storyboard idea and found one that looked interesting. I copied each scene's description and pasted it into its corresponding panel. Since this video is only 5 seconds long, I decided to include 3 scenes. It's important to leave enough space between panels to ensure Sora has enough time to generate each scene before transitioning to the next. Unfortunately, the service was at capacity, and I had to wait about 20 minutes to queue the video. Here's the result, and I'm impressed. It followed the prompt for each scene almost perfectly. The only issue was that the last scene felt rushed, but that's on me. I placed the panel too close to the end of the timeline. Fortunately, this can be easily fixed. You just click on a panel to reopen the storyboard interface, make the necessary edits, and generate the video again. I want to show you one last feature before wrapping up this video. When you click on a video, you gain access to all the tools I mentioned earlier. You can edit the prompt to generate a new video, view and modify the storyboard, use the recut tool, remix the video, blend it with another video, or create a seamless loop. Due to the time it takes to generate videos, I'll only test the remix tool for now. If you want to explore the other tools, you can find tutorials under the video tutorial section in the menu, accessible by clicking on your user icon. I'll add a T-Rex walking across the front of a volcano. The remix tool allows you to adjust the remix strength with options like strong, mild, subtle, or custom. Since I'm adding a dinosaur, I'll stick with the strong setting. Here's the result. A T-Rex walking in front of the volcano. I probably should have prompted for a close-up shot of the dinosaur, but this result works as well. This concludes my first test run of Sora. There are aspects I'm very impressed with, such as the video editing tools like Remix and Storyboard, but there are areas where I feel it falls short. For example, the quality of some videos isn't great, though I am on the Plus plan, which offers the lowest video resolution. Sora also struggled with adhering to some detailed prompts, which was evident in my tests. One major disappointment is the inability to use images containing people unless you're on the Pro plan. It feels like a strategy to push users toward the more expensive subscription. The average time to generate a video was about 15 minutes, which isn't bad compared to other generators like Kling. However, the biggest drawback was when the service was at capacity, requiring a 20-minute wait just to queue a video. That's somewhat expected, given that Sora was just released and is experiencing high demand. I think the videos you generate may appear in the community's recent videos section, meaning others can view them, though I'm not entirely certain. If you'd prefer to keep your videos private, there's an option to unpublish them under the Share Options icon, which I assume makes them private, but I haven't confirmed this. I didn't get to test all the tools, such as Recut and Seamless Loop, but stay tuned for future tutorials where I'll dive deeper into those features. In the meantime, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Were you able to access Sora? Do you think it's worth the $200 a month Pro subscription? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more updates and tutorials. Thanks for watching.